I've talked a lot about what I think are really important things in life, like honesty and integrity. All right. Well, recently, a young man out of Virginia, Oliver Anthony, which I'm guessing most of you have heard of by now, he didn't talk about things. He demonstrated the importance of a lot of the things I've been talking about. So today we're going to take a look at three really big lessons we can learn from him, things he just demonstrated the value of. The very first thing Oliver Anthony just showed the world is the importance of having skills. And that's something I've talked a lot about in the past, is skills and developing the skills, putting in the work and time to develop those skills so that we can make things, create things, build things. Stuff like this tool cabinet here, being able to take some basic hand tools and make something like this, or this workbench. Okay, well, Oliver Anthony, he didn't talk about the importance of skills, he just demonstrated the importance of them. He took his skills with a musical instrument, the guitar, and his skills at writing and being able to put pen to paper, and he just wrote an absolute smash hit, Richmond, north of Richmond. Okay, his ability to play the guitar and sing and write and all that, it didn't just happen. I mean, he didn't just pick up a guitar one day and then playing. That took time for him to be able to do that. Okay, so he worked at it all those years until he got to where he is now. All right, and he worked on something real. He wasn't sitting there playing a video game. Took a real instrument and developed real skills with it. And then with those skills, he was able to create something beautiful that he could share with all of us. The second thing he just demonstrated to the world is the importance of honesty. All right, Richmond, north of Richmond. What makes that such a great song is it's honest. And on two completely different levels. First of all, is the music itself. All right, the song is just as simple as it can be. It's him, his God-given voice, and a guitar. That's it. All right, and he used that to create something beautiful. All right, so it's not computer generated. It's not sampled from somebody else's music. It's not AI generated, synthesized sounds. None of that. It's just true. Guitar and his voice. All right, and on second level, what he sang about, his lyrics. Okay, that was just his honest feelings straight from the heart. Well, that's why we feel the emotion in that like we do. It's because that's what he honestly felt. Okay, so that's what made that such a great song, and his other songs so good, is just the honesty in them. And I think that's something so many of us are missing now. So much of what we listen to, what we watch, is not honest. All the CGI graphics and movies and stuff, and we see it and we know it's not honest. It kills the movie, or at least for me. All right, so I think we're all just genuinely longing for just honesty. And finally, the third thing Oliver Anthony just showed the entire world is the importance of having God in your life. Yeah. Okay, I know a lot of you don't want to hear that. You're thinking, oh, that old superstitious nonsense. I didn't want to hear it at one time either. Oliver Anthony didn't want to hear it. And he was in a really dark place. And then when he accepted Jesus Christ, he went from a really dark place to a really good place. July of this year, he was praying to God to keep him sober. 30 days later, Richmond, north of Richmond, came out. All right, now you can just say coincidence. Hey, that's fine. But once you start following Christ, then there sure are a lot of coincidences that start happening. And after a while, you got to look, okay, maybe that wasn't a coincidence. But all right, going to an even bigger picture here of this for a lot of you. By my view, there's two forces in the world, good and evil. And what evil is the lack of good, and God is the ultimate good. Period. You remove God, and what's left? It's evil. I know a lot of you, all right, if you're atheist, you don't believe in good and evil. You can. It's just they don't work. If you believe in good and evil and call yourself an atheist, you're not. You believe in something just to believe in good and evil. Okay, true atheists, you don't believe in good and evil. But here's the thing. Public education, great example. Okay, a lot of people have removed God from our schools. And the theory was, well, we're going to be just completely objective and we're just going to focus on the facts. Just science, math, the 3 R's, reading, writing, and arithmetic. All right, that sounded good. I understand the argument for that. Just, we're going to take religion out of this and just observable facts, what we can prove here. Okay, the problem is when God got removed from school, the other showed up. All right, look at the stupid stuff we're arguing about now, whether or not kids should be talking about or taught. Just some stupid stuff about sexuality in elementary school. Where did that come from? How many of you 10 years ago thought this would be an issue, whether or not to teach elementary school kids about this nonsense? Well, that's what happens when you remove God from anything. You're left with the other. That's the options. Either we have God or we have evil. And Oliver Anthony, he just demonstrated the power of God. And this is nothing new here. Johann Sebastian Bach, one of the greatest composers ever, he said the purpose of music is to glorify God. It's something he gave us to delight in. We're still talking about Johann Sebastian Bach because he created beautiful music. That was his goal, was to glorify God in his music. All right, that's what God is. That's what good is. And just my personal belief here. We're all created, our purpose in life is to understand and to create. And the reason I say that is because we're created in the image of the all-knowing Creator. So what else could our purpose be? Us being created in God's image isn't just limited to His physical appearance. So yeah, that's our purpose, to understand and create. And then we can create beautiful things, and that's what God gives us, the ability to create beautiful things. All right, well, when we remove God and we're left with the other, evil, we don't create, we destroy. That's the heart of evil right there, is to destroy, and that's all it can do. That's why Western civilization has created so many beautiful things, everything from things written by Johann Sebastian Bach to things written by Oliver Anthony. Now, for me personally, Oliver Anthony inspired me to dust off my old guitar and start doing a little picking again. Ever since I started creating YouTube videos, I'm still creating, but I just haven't had time to play the guitar like I used to. As a matter of fact, I've lost my calluses, and I've really gotten out of practice, something fierce. And you guitar players, you know exactly what I'm talking about, the calluses. So I need to do a little picking. I enjoy having music in my life, and it's something that it's meant a lot to me over the years, to be able to create something pretty to listen to, something beautiful, especially when we're using our music to glorify God.